We got Meg Norris on the call. She's a publisher of Litmore Publications. So, Meg, if you could just walk us through how you got into reverse publishing. I remember when I started at the company, you were already a customer of our full service PDF extraction, and we were doing that for Garden City for a long time. But then we told you about reverse publishing, and all of a sudden you told us about these other papers that you wanted to bring online. Is that basically what happened?
Yeah, we have four smaller papers that we wanted to get them online. We've Garden City News has been online for years, but we wanted to get these online and do it as seamlessly as possible. So you guys set up the four websites, and they're linked with that you can share articles between them.
Right,
And also, when I get stuff in and I edit it, I can just pop it right into WordPress, and it
right.
will export it out into a file that we can pull right into InDesign. And we've set it up so that all of the style sheets match up, so that when you pull it into InDesign, the styles are already applied. So it's really quick for the layout people.
Perfect. So, all right. So we added all these other sites that you didn't have before, and you launched them with the reverse publishing workflow from day one. You
Right.
basically
Yes.
started writing in WordPress. So let's just look at Site Advanced for a second. If I go to articles,
Mm-hmm.
then and I'm going to take a step back because you gave us the whole rundown just there in about 10
Okay.
seconds, which is great. And that is a
Okay.
30,000 foot view, but I
Spoiled.
just want to break it down here a little.
Okay.
So like
Sure.
your first step is to write it in WordPress, and you just say add new, and you're actually
Right.
composing and editing articles in WordPress.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of times we'll get people, material from the
Right.
community or from one of the reporters, and they
Right.
email it to me, and I just cut and paste from the email and stick it into WordPress, and then work from there.
Gotcha, right. And so then you're using WordPress as your personal CMS and you're getting submissions from people, but you're really managing everything in here. Like no one else is
Right.
really doing this.
No.
Okay. And so you write the story in here and then you can schedule it to go live on the website, right?
Yeah, what I do is I schedule it to come out the actually the afternoon just right before the print edition comes out, and that's sort of
Right.
a choice, just because I don't want to undercut my own print edition. On the other
Right.
hand, if I have something that's urgent or very timely and it's not going to make the print edition, then I can put it up immediately if I want to.
Right,
And I do
right,
that sometimes.
exactly. I did notice that earlier before we got on the call. I saw a bunch of scheduled things, and it looks like
Right.
you have them scheduled off for 1 o'clock on Thursdays.
Yeah, it's just a time that way, right after I finish my other work, I can take a look at them and make sure everything went up right.
Right, right. Okay, very
And
cool.
that's really a choice of whoever, of the publisher. Some people might want to have it live all the time and
Right.
constantly updated.
Right, right, exactly. Yeah, either way, you could publish it instantly or schedule it. Either
Right.
way, though, it's kind of like once you're done writing it in WordPress, then you can save it and then kind of forget about the website and just deal with the print.
Right.
It'll automatically go up.
Yep.
Okay,
That's
good.
right.
Now, I wanted to point out this, which is what you mentioned. This looks super useful. This is the multi-site publishing tool. So now you're writing the story. So what you can do with this tool is you could write the story on one site and then just check all
Hmm.
these boxes and
Right.
click send to
Yep.
sites, and that's it. You're done.
That's correct. Yes.
Okay. And now, so it would automatically go over, it'll carry over, I believe it carries over all the categories, and assuming there's the same
It does.
categories on the other site, it'll match that up.
That's right. That's one thing I had to double check, and I
Right.
just did a little tweaking recently to make sure all the categories were the same, because it actually turned out I had a category in one that wasn't on the others. So,
Right,
but
right.
yeah,
Okay. So
yeah.
then that would just go uncategorized and so it wouldn't show
Right.
up anywhere. Okay.
Right.
Now, how about this? If you have it live and then you go to share it, is it live on the other sites or is it a draft?
No, it's live. It's live
Right.
on the other sites immediately.
Right. Okay,
Uh,
cool. Cool. Just wanted to make sure you noticed that. Yeah, so it carries over the published status as well. Okay. And then I have one other question on your export process. If we could take a look at
okay.
that. Now, there's what we created when we first set this thing up. We thought everyone was going to want to just basically export by edition. And so we
Right.
created reverse publishing this area here where you can just
Right.
select the edition and the category. Do you use
Yeah.
this page or do you just select
Yes.
the individual? Okay, you do use this.
No, I do use that page, and you happen to see this week I made a little mistake. If you see it says edition 615, that actually there's a second edition that says 614 because I had the wrong date when I put
Gotcha.
it over here. So
Oh,
all of
okay.
the stories should be on 614. I just made a mistake.
I gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
I gotcha. But the bottom line is you're putting in the stories and you're giving them all an edition date. So
Hmm.
that's the first
Yes.
thing. And so as long as you've given the story, let's see, it looks like I actually hid that. We'll add editions and remove tags. Okay, so
Okay.
all these have an edition date tagged to them.
Right.
So then
Right.
anything that is in that date when you select
Right.
14,
Yeah.
you would export and get it all in one shot. Okay.
Yeah, I've only been exporting. What I do is I write a story,
Mm-hmm.
fix it, and then I export it immediately just to give it to my art person who then, just the way our workflow works, um,
Right.
will then, do what he does. So I'm constantly going back over to the this page here with the reverse publishing,
I
and
gotcha.
and
Okay.
I export stories one at a time. Other people might decide to export the whole edition at once, and
Right,
you can do
right.
that too.
Oh, well, I don't know if you know about this, because maybe we
Yeah.
came out with it after, but I just want you
Okay.
to know you can do it one by one on this page. It's actually, it
Okay.
might be more simple because you can just check a single story and then
Right.
say export to InDesign from here.
Oh, no, I never noticed that
You
before.
could
Okay.
actually do that. Yeah, I think you were
Yeah,
sort,
you know what?
we didn't
You know
have
why
it.
that would be good was
Uh-huh.
one minor thing with which not a big deal, but with reverse publishing, if you update anything, it puts
Yeah,
it back in the queue to export it.
right,
So a lot of times, like if I forgot I've updated something, and when I export it, I get two stories, and then I have to go fix it and do it again. But this actually would
right.
solve that problem. So that's good. I
Right,
like that.
right. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
You're still going to have all the tags here so you know when the last
Hmm.
export was.
Okay. Okay.
That's all right there. The sent to column here is referring to the multi-site publishing,
Right.
so we know it where
Oh,
this was sent.
that's,
So this one was
see,
sent.
that's really helpful. Okay.
Yeah, it's just, and it's also got the timestamp. So if you update it, then you
Right.
know I need to push this out
Right.
again.
Right.
So,
Right.
okay, so I think that's all that we'll go through today. Maybe at another time we can dig into the Adobe side of things, but
Mhm.
I
Okay.
think today that's enough because it sounds like you picked up some great tips from Kevin Slimp there, and I want
Yeah,
to
actually, he's
learn
great.
about those, yeah, and see how we can make things run even smoother on the Adobe side. But we've basically, just to review, looked at how you're creating the stories, how you're sharing them between sites, and how you export them to InDesign.
Right.
Um,
Okay.
awesome. Yeah, thank you so much for calling in
Sure.
and participating, Meg. Thank you
Okay.
in this first podcast for our hometown.